Hello and welcome back to another Rush Duel Links video. Today we're going to be talking about the newly announced cards that are going to be in the next mini box coming out on the 9th of this month. So we'll go straight in with the first reveals that we got. So here we do see the face card of the box is going to be Eternal Galactica Oblivion, which we did predict, as well as Galactiara Fuse Eve and Space Fusion Extra Plasma. So we did predict we were going to get these cards. They were kind of on our wish list when we did make a prediction video about this, so it is good to see that these cards are all coming. But this isn't all. We also just got the new Dark Galaxy fusions announced as well. So here we have Gigantomachia, we have Apocalypse, and we have Theogonius. The only Dark Galaxy fusion we're missing that we predicted was Protostar, but there still is a good chance it will be in the box. But this wasn't all. So that's 6 fusions confirmed. Obviously, Extra Plasma I think was almost guaranteed, but the rest of these were all speculation. But then we also got a little bit extra information showing us the 4 URs in the mini box. So we do see that we have the Eternal Galactica Oblivion, the Gigantomachia, but also we have the Sevens Road Ultima Witch, which we said was a possibility, but it did seem a bit weird that this wouldn't be the face card of the structure deck. Well, the reason it wasn't is because it's not in the structure deck. It's going to be in the box. So very, very exciting. But also a brand new UR trap card, XQT Riding, which again is a card that we did predict. We did have this in our what traps could possibly come to Duel Links video, and here it is. So absolutely fantastic cards, and we are going to go over all of these cards right now. So first things first, very, very exciting. There's a lot of really cool stuff coming out in this box. And we've already seen all 4 of the URs. We know that we're only getting the 4 skills, so we're not expecting to see much support for other archetypes in here. And if we do, obviously they won't have the skills. They'd have to be just like a couple of one-off cards to kind of support other decks. But the new cards we're getting here are really, really good. First off, we have Eternal Galactica Oblivion, an absolutely fantastic boss monster. This is going to be kind of your finisher. This is the, we're going to invest a lot of resources into one card, make it really big, and try to kill our opponent in one go. But it's made using Galactica Oblivion and any 2 light attribute galaxy type monsters. So a bit modular, which is really, really cool. Shuffle 5 galaxy type monsters from your graveyard into the deck, send the top 3 cards of the deck to the graveyard. This turn cannot be destroyed by your opponent's trap card effects, which right now is just Widespread Ruin. Then you can make this card gain attack equal to the number of monsters in your graveyard times 300 until the end of this turn. Now, you can't activate this effect unless you have 3 or more cards in your deck. That's very, very important. And we will be shuffling 5 galaxy monsters back into our deck, which means that's 5 less monsters in our graveyard to boost our attack. But we are going to send 3, so if we do send 3 galaxy, it's kind of like we're only really taking 2 out of the graveyard. But this is a fantastic card. Usually, you'll summon this when you're about to end the game, but you can summon this early, especially if we get ways to give it piercing. Right now, that's just Meteor Charge, but if we do get Riker, that will be absolutely fantastic. The next card is Extra Plasma, another ridiculously good fusion monster, made using Extraplora and any light attribute galaxy type monster, so again, modular. Send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard, destroy 1 card in your opponent's spell and trap zone. So we've already seen how powerful cards that can just pop back row are. We've seen this with Metari and Ashura Star, we've seen this with Burst Wingman, which is currently the best deck in the game right now. So having another one of these cards is absolutely fantastic. But the reason this card is really, really good is because it's so easy to make. Extraplora plus any light galaxy means all we have to do is find the Extraplora. Extraplora we can get off of the skill as well, which is really, really good. But Extraplora is, in general, just a really good card on its own. 2300 attack's a little bit low, but we can send the top 2 cards of the deck to the graveyard. This card gains 300 attack, so it goes up to that 26, which is nice. Then if we have 5 or more galaxy type monsters in our graveyard, we can add a galaxy type normal monster and fusion from grave to hand, which means we just have to get Extraplora out, and then it will immediately give us a +2, which is really, really good, as well as all the material we need to go into the Extra Plasma, which is why Extra Plasma is so good, because it's so easy to summon, and it can be really card economy-wise efficient to get out. Next up, we have Galactiara Fuse Eve, and this card is also really, really good. It's made using Galactiara Eve and any light attribute galaxy type monster. So place 1 fusion from your graveyard on either the top or bottom of your deck, draw 1 card, so if we put it on top, we will immediately add it to our hand. If we put it on the bottom, we just get to draw a card. Then you can special summon a galaxy type normal monster from your graveyard face up to your field. And because this is any galaxy type normal monster, we could bring back Galactica Oblivion, for example, and then set up an Eternal Galactica Oblivion play. So really, really cool. Basically, we can get this out, immediately grab fusion back to our hand, and summon out the Galactica Oblivion. And then we only need any other monster, and then we can basically go into Eternal, which is really, really strong. The card that's used as fusion material is Galactiara Eve. This card is pretty cool, but it's not anything super crazy. So if you have no other monsters on your field, you can send a Galaxy-type monster with 1600 or more attack from your hand to the graveyard. Then send this card from your field to the graveyard and draw 1 card. Then if you have 3 or less monsters in your graveyard, you can draw 1 card. So effectively, you're going to -2 with this card, and then either +1 or +2. So the best case scenario is if we have 3 or less monsters in our graveyard, we break even. So this is good for like filtering or like unbricking. And it is a decent card, but it's nothing crazy. It's not plussing us. It's not doing anything like really unfair. But this can be helpful sometimes, but primarily we're going to be using this to go into Galactiara Fused Eve. And now we'll talk about our Dark Galaxy cards, and I think the most exciting one is probably Apocalypse. I know a lot of people are really, really excited for this card. This is made using Pale Rider and Dark Prophet, and that is actually so important, because Pale Rider is the 1600 vanilla level 4 monster, which means it is quite easy to get this guy out. It is effectively 2 normal summonable monsters with no tributes, which is really, really good. It's a level 9 monster with 25. 25 is a little bit weak for a fusion, but considering it's made out of 2 low-level monsters, that's fantastic. But we can send 1 card from our hand to the graveyard. This turn, this card gains 1000 attack and cannot be destroyed by card effects. Now, for your opponent's card effects right now, that's just Widespread Ruin, but this is reciprocal, which means your own cards won't pop your Apocalypse. So if you activate Dark Hole or Dark Hole Device, Voidvelg or Apocalypse gets to survive it, as well as gaining that 1000 attack, so you can then attack your opponent directly for 3500. And then if we have, let's say, another couple of normal summons in our hand, we could just end the game on the spot. But then if we activate this effect during the main phase, this card was special summoned, we can add Dark Hole from your graveyard to your hand. And notably, Dark Hole Device is also Dark Hole in the graveyard. So if we only get Dark Hole Device, then we'll add that. But if we do get Dark Hole as a bundle alongside this, this could go really, really hard. Apocalypse in general is a little bit worrying, just because being able to blow up the field and then get a direct attack for 3500, especially if we actually do get a Dark Hole bundle, could be really spooky. But then again, Dark Hole in any deck is going to be really, really strong. We still don't know 100% we're getting Dark Hole. It could just be Dark Hole Device. I think that would make the most sense, because Dark Hole is an extremely powerful legend spell, but we will have to wait and find out. The other thing is, this is made using Dark Prophet, and Dark Prophet is absolutely fantastic. You've probably experienced this card playing against the yugioh NPC in game, but this card is really strong. During the turn that you normal summon this card, shuffle 3 Dark Attribute Galaxy-type monsters from your graveyard into the deck, add Fusion from your graveyard to your hand. So this recycles cards back, which again, don't forget our new Dark Galaxy skill lets us send cards from our hand to the graveyard and then redraw cards, as well as we can mill 3 from the top of the deck, so it's fueling all of these graveyard-centric effects such as Dark Prophet. But basically we just summon this and immediately get Fusion back to our hand. So all we need is a Dark Prophet, a Fusion in the graveyard, and then a Pale Rider, and we already have an Apocalypse. So having all these cards that do just plus us for free are really, really strong, and is going to make the deck feel really, really good. Then we have Gigantomachia. Gigantomachia it's a very awkward card. So this is made using Requiem and Cryosaur, which are 2 high-level monsters, which makes it very difficult to get this guy out. And because of that, I don't know how much this is going to see play, unless we get an easier way to summon this. But we can send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard, destroy 1 spell or trap on either field. Then, this turn, this card gains 500 attack and can attack twice. So popping back row, pretty good. Gaining 500 attack and attacking twice, really good. Sending a card from your hand to the graveyard, not so good. And summoning this is really difficult. But there are some ways to get this out a little bit easier. But overall, I was expecting a skill specifically for this card. But we'll have to wait and see if they decide to give us any of these really broken cards that can make summoning this guy a little bit easier. So next up, we're going to talk about Trisaur, and Trisaur is an interesting card. If your opponent has 2 or more monsters on the field, we can send the top 3 cards of the deck to the graveyard. If a Dark Attribute Galaxy type monster is among the cards sent, this card can attack up to that many times this turn. Then, if the card sent are 3 Dark Attribute Galaxy type monsters with the same level, you can destroy all face-up level 8 or lower monsters on your opponent's field. So the last part of this effect is fine. It's probably not going to resolve most of the time. It's going to be kind of a, oh, look, we got 3 Dark Galaxies and they were all the same level. I guess I get to pop everything. But the most important part of this is that we do get to send the top 3 cards of the deck to the graveyard, which is very important for this deck, so we need a lot of cards in the graveyard. And we could potentially attack up to 3 times in a single turn. So 2500 attack, they can attack 3 times. Is really good. And if we're able to get piercing on this, so for example, if we summon it using the Star Trancer, or if we give it the new Tearfing Equip spell, this guy could be a triple attacking piercing monster. So depending on what you're playing against, this could be really, really powerful and just OTK your opponent. But not only that, it also has a fusion in Theogonia. So made using Dark Prophet and Trisaur. During the main phase, this card was special summoned. Special summon a level 8 Galaxy type monster from your graveyard face up to your field. And guess which level 8 Galaxy monster will be in the graveyard? That's right, it is Trisaur. So we can summon out the Theogonia, then immediately bring back the Trisaur, so we'll have potentially a triple attacker, as well as the Theogonia. But not only that, the monster special summoned by this effect cannot be destroyed by card effects until the end of your opponent's next turn. That is a lingering protection effect, which means if, for example, we do have Dark Hole and Dark Hole Device, whatever monster is summoned off of Theogonia will not be able to be destroyed by those cards, which is very, very important. So Theogonia, really, really good. Overall, the Dark Galaxy stuff is pretty nutty, and again, this is just a handful of the cards we'll be getting. If we get a lot more Dark Galaxy support than this, Dark Galaxy could be looking extraordinarily powerful, same as Light Galaxy really. Then we have the Sevens Road Ultima Witch. Sevens Road Ultima Witch is... It's a little bit high investment, but it is pretty good. So 3300 attack is really, really cool, level 10. It's made using Sevens Road Witch and a Magical Knight or Spellcaster type fusion monster. Its effect is that we can shuffle a spell card from your opponent's graveyard into the deck. Then you can add one spell card from your graveyard to your hand. If you do, you can only activate one normal spell card until the end of this turn. So this can be pretty good. We can use this to get back our Legend spell. We could use this to get back like Back Row Hate or Talismanic Seal Array or whatever really we're playing. And this card can be really, really powerful. The thing is, in order to summon this, we have to use a Magical Knight or Spellcaster type fusion monster, which is probably going to be Charm Witch, because Charm Witch isn't too difficult to summon since it's just the Sevens Road Witch plus a level 1 Earth Spellcaster. If we do get our cat that lets us bring back 7 Charm Witch from the graveyard, then summoning this will be even easier, which means it won't be as high investment and will make this a lot more playable. We're really going to have to wait until we see all the cards we're going to be getting, but I think there is a lot of potential for Ultima Witch to be pretty good. And then last but not least, we have our new trap card, Executee Riding. So again, we did predict that we would be getting this card, and I think this is a really, really strong trap card. This card did see a decent amount of play in the OCG, but this also did see play when Barrier Statue of the Inferno was legal, and you would use this to special summon a Barrier Statue during your opponent's turn, so that they got floodgated during their turn, which was quite annoying. But when your opponent normal or special summons an effect monster face up, this has to be an effect monster, but this is on normal or special summon, which is very, very good. Special summon one monster with an attack less than or equal to that monster's from your graveyard to your field in face of attack position. So the monster you summon has to be weaker than whatever your opponent summons, which is generally fine. We're basically usually going to use this to bring back a blocker anyway. Then you can make up to 2 face-up monsters on your opponent's field lose 1800 attack until the end of this turn. So this is going to be a little bit of an awkward card to use, because if you reduce the attack of 2 of your opponent's monsters, they could just tribute both of those monsters and summon something else out, and effectively Riding hasn't really done anything. Also, they could like fuse them off or any number of things. So knowing when to use this card could be quite difficult, because the other thing is you could be like, oh, my opponent's just summoned out their 3rd monster, but they're about to tribute summon, but then they just don't tribute and they go straight to combat. So this could be difficult to use correctly, but is still a really, really good trap card. The more important question is what limitations are going to be placed on this card. Is this going to be a limit 1 trap? Is this going to be limit 2, limit 3? I doubt this is going to be unlimited, but really it's hard to know what's going on with Konami. They generally don't like trap cards, so giving us a UR trap card is already quite interesting. So I am really curious to see what they do with this. But overall, this box is looking to be kind of insane. Dark Galaxy looks really, really strong. Light Galaxy looks really, really strong. The Spellcasters don't look necessarily as strong, but they do look like they're going to be powerful. We haven't really seen much of the Dragonic stuff yet, so I guess we'll have to wait and see. But we have already got a really good generic trap, so I'm really excited to see what else is going to be in this box. But thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you next time.